Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the top aircraft that we could see in the near future. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to enter in our giveaway. There will be more details about that in the description down below. Now, in terms of these new aircraft, we're going to be talking about jets that have a high probability of being added in the near future. So this year, towards the end, or during summer, or of course at the end of the year. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Put in the comments down below which fighters you guys would love to see in the near future. But other than that, make sure to join the Discord down below, and let's get into the video. For number 5, we got the F20 Tigershark. Now, this is a jet I wanted Gaijin to add for a while. I even made a video about this jet being added to the game. And this carries AIM-9Ls, of course. It only carries 2 of them. But it carries up to 4 AIM-7s and 4 AIM-120s, so you could switch between those or have mixed loads, of course. But this does have similar characteristics to the F-16. I would say it's a little worse, but it's an F-5, basically, with a better engine and better avionics and better computers and all that. So, honestly, I would really love if they have added this jet. It does still have the 220mm guns on the nose. But it just has a little modernization to it, so it's basically a modernized F5 at that point. But I would really love if Gaijin added this to the game. I feel like it'd be balanced. It'd be a way to test the AIM-120s without putting it on an airframe that is ridiculously OP. And I mean, if you really want to nerf it, just let it carry 2 AIM-120s and 2 AIM-7s, coupled with the 9Ls, of course. And this jet would probably be one of the best light fighters in the game. Especially since it still has that F5 dogfighting frame, yet it has a little bit of an upgrade, it's a little faster, and has better energy retention. Quattro, or should I say 4, or should I say the Mirage 2000D RMV. Now this bad boy, I believe they can add to the game without it being ridiculously OP. Now, it did carry the Mika missiles, but I believe it only carried 2 of them, and worst case scenario, it carried 4. But that would be really awesome if we can get a Mirage 2000 with Mika missiles. And it's not super overpowered like the Mirage 2005F, so this is why I think Gaijin might add this aircraft to the game pretty soon. It also carries a lot of GBUs. And my personal favorite, the Gripen JAS29A. Now, this bad boy entered service in 1996. So this aircraft is not super new. It carried a 27mm Mauser. It also is able to carry multiple air-to-ground weapons. It also carries the AIM-9s and the Meteor missile. And I feel like this could be an easy test bed for the Meteor missile, at least the early variants of it. And not to mention, this thing is pretty maneuverable, especially since it has canards towards the nose section. So I feel like if they added this to the game, I don't know, summer or even the fall, I think it would be a pretty balanced aircraft add, especially if you add other counterparts for it. It would also be a great introduction to more Swedish jets, since the Viggen is basically going to be their aircraft for the foreseeable future, unless they add the Gripen, of course, and maybe some other models of the Draken. But yeah, no, this would be awesome to have. I mean, warthunder did this before. When they added the Viggen, there was really nothing that could compete with it, and I feel like they might do that again with the Gripen. And there's been multiple rumors of the Gripen being added, and talks of it saying it's being added this year and stuff like that. So I feel like this has a high chance of being added in the near future. And I feel like not a lot of people would be able to grind it as well, because not a lot of people farm the Swedish tech tree, so it'll automatically balance itself. And our number 2 spot goes to the Su-27S/Flanker. So this is basically the Su-27B. It has a little better engines than the A model, so it's a lot more capable. It was also their production model, so I feel like this would be a great addition to the game. It has very, very good maneuverability, as I'm sure all of you are aware of. Comes with IRST and a really good radar. It'll be the best radar the Russians get for, well, for a while. But I think this would be a good counterpart for the Gripen. It'll be something to actually challenge the airframe, and I feel like they'd both be pretty fun to dogfight with. Another thing I'd like to mention is this would probably get its own update, because, I mean, it is a flanker. It's a pretty large deal adding this to the game, and Gaijin's been drip feeding us aircraft for a while now, and I'm sure we're all aware of that. So the Su-27 is probably going to get its own big up, and it'll also probably be the introduction of the R-73 and later Russian missiles. So yeah, I'm ready to pull Cobra from the movie The Maverick.
Developed by McDonnell Douglas at St. Louis, the F-15 is considered by many to be the greatest fighter ever.
And obviously the F-15A takes our #1 spot. I love this jet. It's amazing. It carries a lot of missiles, so I think this might be a jet we'll see maybe later in the year. I don't think we'll see this early in the year, but I think maybe towards the end of the 2023, going into 2024, we might see an F-15. And perhaps they could test the AIM-120As on it, or they could put just AIM-7s to balance it out. I mean, the F-14 still has AIM-9Hs on it. They didn't put 9Ls on it yet, so they can always limit the payload on the F-15 to balance it a little bit. Or add the same update they add the flankers, so they have 2 counters. Sort of like what they did with the MiG-29 in the F-16. They could do the same deal with this update, and it would get a large amount of publicity. And not to mention, there's a profile picture of the F-15 in the files currently. And this bird, they could give it to a lot of nations. It could be a copy-paste sort of deal like the F-104. It carries up to 8 AIM-120s, and they could, of course, limit that payload to balance it out. Maybe just give it AIM-7s and AIM-9Ls. But we'll see what Gaijin does. But I do believe this is an aircraft that will be added to the game pretty soon. It has an amazing thrust-to-weight ratio, good AOA, good nose authority. It's definitely going to be one of the most dangerous fighters in the game when it's added. The only thing I ask Gaijin is please make this thing be able to fly decently well with 1 wing, because it's landed with 1 wing before, so come on Gaijin, make this flight model correct, make it be able to fly with 1 wing. If you want to make the pilot J out or whatever in certain game modes, sure. But please let the airframe be nice. Other than that, I think this concludes our list.
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片，在香港这座城市的设置。主演钱德勒、罗斯、福波斯尼、瑞秋、莫妮卡和一些其他他妈的演员。
Alright, well, I guess we gotta talk about this stupid balloon. Yeah, it flies high, and it stays at 1 spot. So, you know, it's going to be hard to hit. I don't think there's an aircraft in the game that could climb up to this balloon. So that's already a win right there. Like, you thought B-29 space climbing was bad. This gets a whole lot worse. And you could see in this video right here that the balloon is able to deploy smoke instead of chaff. That is obviously smoke to confuse AIM-9Xs. So this is obviously the next Chinese aircraft added to the game, no doubt. Well, that's going to be it for our list. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Tell me in the comments down below what predictions or what aircraft you think will be added in the near future. I'd really like to know. But yeah, no, I feel like the closest being added is probably the Gripen. I feel like the early models of it could fit into the game fairly well. It could introduce new missiles to the game and give Sweden something to compete with. Currently the Viggen works, but a Gripen works a lot better. But yeah, other than that, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Join the Discord down below, and I hope you guys have a great day, and take care.